Yeah, thank you for being here. So go ahead and let people know what it is that you do, and the floor is yours.
All right, sounds great. Well, in regards to miracles, I'm doing on Mondays, and you can see it on Facebook, a little introduction for the week. We call it Miracle Monday, and I do it with a Polish person who is channeling also entities of highest order, like Archangel Michael and such. And he's projecting energy, and I'm doing exercises with you who are listening. And so there's a combo of energy transmission and also of exercises, because when we are tuning ourselves to the week or to miracles, everything can get easier. And that brings me to the theme of today's session about soul alignment. So I'm a psychic medium, soul empath. I've been living very close to where Bess lived in Sedona, Arizona, recently moved to Mount Ida, Arkansas. Beautiful, lots of water, lots of greens, lots of trees, connecting with nature there. And that's another point. When we go into the alignment with nature, we can truly experience miracles. So, my key word, I would say, is alignment. And where do we not feel aligned right now? That's what the ascension process wants to push out of us. So I had a lot of clients lately who were really frustrated, and they felt tired even though they got a full night's sleep, and they felt exhausted, constantly questioning, am I doing things right? Pushing through, but still feeling behind, feeling off kilter, and being frustrated with their life, thinking this is not it, something feels off, and feeling running around, but not being creative, being productive, but not really coming and creating from the heart. So today, I want to talk a little bit about this concept of alignment and what it takes to get into this alignment where everything flows nicely, where you interact with your surrounding with ease and grace. And as I said, I'm a very practical person, so to do a big talk where I talk at you is not really my thing. Experiencing is better. So I would like you to close your eyes for a very brief moment and tune into something you have a problem with. Experiencing something where you feel off, where you have a problem with, whether it's money or in a relationship or health issue, and tune into that area in your body where it's anchored, because everything is anchored in our body, in the brain body spirit connection. And I would like to invite you now to give that area where this blockage is connected color and form and temperature, because color, form, and temperature triangulates in your brain where this feeling is created. Good. Now I would like you to do 21 rapid eye movements, meaning with your eyes, move to the very right counts as 1, very left counts as 2, very right counts as 3, very left counts as 4, and so on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Now I would like you to release that blockage, release that off feeling, release that agitation through breathing, by breathing it from wherever it sits into the center of your heart. Like, I acknowledge you. You needed to be there for my learning, but I don't need you anymore. And breathing it in again, acknowledging, and breathing it out. That's number 2. We're doing this 6 more times. Breathing it in, breathing it out. Breathing it in and breathing it out. Breathing it in and breathing it out. Breathing it in and breathing it out. And that should be about 8 times. Now we are doing another 21 rapid eye movements where we move the eyes again as if we would say with our eyes, no, 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 I do not want to have the expelled energy back. And I count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And that's the Huna method. And I would like you to check again with color, form, shape, and temperature and see whether anything has changed. And if you're on camera, just raise your hand if you have a change. If you're not on camera visible, great, awesome, bravo, you changed. Then say to yourself, see, we, meaning higher self and subconscious, have the power to change things. Because miracles do not come from outside. Miracles come actually from within. Because you're walking part of God on this world. You're an aspect of God. You're an aspect of Source. So oftentimes we hope for rescue missions from outside, that we get rescued, but we can rescue ourselves. We have more power than we think if we acknowledge that power. There is a second part to this process. And again, if you sign up for the class later, which is coincidentally the exact same offer Beth had before, meeting your guides and guardians and how to do all that, and a very easy step-to-step follow program, and doesn't take long, it takes only an hour and one and done, then I can also give you the text to this Huna method if you want. And there is a second part to it, which is the emotional release, which goes deeper. But what is important to understand in general about the alignment to your God self, the alignment to Source, the alignment to your soul identity. Your soul is eternal part of God, Source. Eternal means always. That means you're not cut off, even though you have blinkers on right now and you are only seeing a small part of your soul, a small part of yourselves in this body. However, you can shift and create miracles for yourself. I'll give you one more miracle exercise if you don't mind. Does anyone have any pain? If you have any pain, then do the same as if somebody has an emotional pain. And let's say you had the emotional pain sitting in your heart, or wherever you had pain earlier, or any kind of blockage. I would like you now to, with your both hands, close your eyes and grab that energy, really literally grab that energy and put it in front of you. Grab that energy and pull it out of you, really pull it out of you, really put energy into it, and grabbing all that and see how it just gets grabbed energetically out of you and put in front of you. And just make sure, excuse me when I'm using this word, that everything gets out, because that shit hides. Yeah? Blockages sometimes hide from us because they don't want to be removed, because they believe they do you a service by holding you back so that you don't have more pain, even though it actually shoots you in the foot. This whole scenario of self-protection in the wrong measure. But we will talk about that later. So take it all out there. Now, we are balling it up like a snowball. Just ball it up. All what you put in front of you, ball it up, put it together, bunch it together, and then the first ball goes behind you and say, no more. Really throw it away. No more. And then the next ball, and throw it away. No more. And maybe the third one. That should already be almost the leftovers now. No more. And look whether there's anything left. If everything is out and you threw it behind you, how do you feel? You should feel instantly better. And now, isn't it a miracle, feeling instantly better? I mean, come on, we have been here 10 minutes. That shows your power. Now, hold up your hand and see, try to get it back. Try to get that pain back. You will not get it back because it's behind you. It's off you. It's out of you. It's behind you. You will not get it back. Awesome. You did great. Thanks. Now, we have a little hole here wherever this blockage has been sitting. Now, here's some other little miracle. Thought creates form, creates reality. So even if you think about the frequency of the divine design, color frequency, everything in the universe consists of color and sound. The table, the chair, your body, the universe, everything. So you are in a conglomerate of frequencies swirling around you and through you. And they're like swinging molecules, swinging atoms, and everything is interconnected with energy. So we can shift that simply by thinking. And I want to show you how that works and how that feels. I would ask you now to tune into that area of discomfort again, what we just had earlier, and ask, what color frequency of healing would I need to feel and be my best there? What color frequency would I need to balance out what has been blocking me there, what has been sitting there, what has been holding me back there, what was holding me in misalignment rather than alignment? And when you ask for the color, you instantly get a color like that, or even two colors, maybe three colors. Now let's bring those in. And I ask, what color frequency would I need? You get the colors and then envision it coming in from the universal oneness into the top of your head. It flows easily and naturally into every single cell of your brain. Every single cell of your body takes from this nurturing light vibration as needed, as it flows from your brain into your eyes, ears, nose, throat and neck, shoulders, arms, hands and fingertips, along the spine and muscle structure in the back, into the heart and chest opening both wide, into the solar plexus to make it more radiant, into the whole digestive system it flows, into the private parts, hips, legs, knees, calves, feet, and through the feet into the ground like roots, and further down, all the way down to the core center chrysalis of Mother Earth. Very good. Now, where this area in your body was the anchor for the pain and suffering and misalignment you perceived, you do a little loop-de-loop, like a little washing machine, like a little swirl of energy, to make sure everything gets washed clean and gets also healed, gets special attention from this divine healing frequency coming from the universal oneness and source. And then you'll also let it overflow like a fountain from your heart into your energy field. With every single breath, breathing it into your aura, your energy field. You're breathing in light and you're breathing out light. You're breathing in light and you're breathing out light in your own rhythm. And with every of these colorful breaths, you're smoothing over energy holes, rifts, and ripples. Your energy will feel stronger as you bring it in. With every single breath, you will feel your aura widening. You will feel your body starting to tingle. You feel the energy shift, easily and naturally flowing and rippling through you. And as you have rooted the color frequency in Mother Earth, the gateway to the light keeps open. It will keep on flowing until you do not need it anymore. So you don't have to keep thinking on it over and over. you're just letting it flow with ease and grace. So it doesn't have to become a work thing. It becomes a flow thing. And that's the difference between working on something and giving it over to the flow, the natural flow. Because sometimes we are holding on to pain and suffering more for the reasons of justification. I had this trauma. And who would I be if I just so easily dropped that trauma, which had identified me or identified with myself so long? And now, if I let that identification go, who am I? Well, I tell you, you are this divine being who's now stepping in full radiance. And that's what the ascension process is, stepping into full radiance and letting all the pain and suffering ultimately go. And that's why we started with this exercise of letting things go and then bringing in the equilibrium healing frequency, which makes you your best version, which makes you this strong version, this radiant version, this true representation of Source on this planet. And if you do this tiny exercise every day in the morning and set an intention, for example, you ask, what frequency of healing would I need to feel and be my best today? And you get the colors. Do like what we did today. Let it flow through your whole body, anchor it in the earth. Let it flow through your aura. And then move on about your day. But because it's anchored in, it will flow and it will flow and it will flow, and you will not be depleted from relationship issues, and you will not be depleted by circumstance, and you can stand in your power. And if you do this every day for at least 28 days and becomes a routine, it will keep you strong, it will keep you safe, and it will keep you aligned. And that's what soul alignment is about. The energy alignment to Source. Now, there are many different ways you can do this sort of thing, but that's one of the easiest ones. One recommendation about frequencies: you do not need to know what frequency you're working with. You just need to know that it works, and all of these frequencies are from Source. The one which is very powerful in protection is gold. Gold is the frequency of soul. That's why saints are painted with a golden halo. And that's why when we bring gold in, we are burning off anything which is not belonging to our core center self. And when we create a golden ring of fire around us, like a golden light bubble, which, by the way, naturally happens when you bring in gold through your body and then you're letting it overflow into your heart space, into your aura, it will condense itself like a golden ring of fire around you. And then low vibrational energy can be bouncing off of your shielding. And the shielding lets goodness through. It's not that you cut yourself off, but it just protects you against low vibration rate of others who might suck you dry. Gold is also very good in smoothing over these energy holes, rifts, and ripples, as I said. And then another frequency I would like you to play with, and that is white, silver, sparkling light. White for purification, silver for detoxification, and sparkling to bring things to life which might have been numbed for so many years, especially when you had trauma. Oftentimes we numb ourselves and we live in avoidance. And that's why it is so important to look at things before you let them go, to acknowledge things before you let them go. And that's why in this exercise, when we said we breathing in, we acknowledged you needed to be there, but now you can go. We need to be willing to let go. And that's why it worked so fast when you did that. because you had spirit connection and body connection and an emotional connection and an energy connection with the breathing, shifting, willing to shift. So the white, silver, sparkling light can enliven things, can detoxify things. Purple, most people know for transformatory purposes. Green is often, if you had green in this exercise, is often for finding a new way, finding a new space, finding a new path. Red can be very empowering, but I would invite you also to explore and do, let's say, red with golden sparkles in it, red with silver sparkles in it. A lot of exercise, what I'm doing with my clients, points always back to frequency, energy frequency, because that's all we are, color and sound frequency. And if we know tools to raise our frequency and vibration, everything gets easier and everything comes into alignment. The source of discord is often our left brain thinking. I think I'm behind. I think I have to compete. Yeah. Or triggers, emotional triggers. I feel triggered because of this person. I feel triggered here. I feel triggered there. But then if we feel triggered, we have to ask ourselves, why do we feel triggered? Where does that sit in my body? And in the second part of the exercise, which I use after the Huna method, this emotional release, you tunnel through the cellular memory bank of the discomfort area you just were working on. And our body changes every 7 years. Nevertheless, we have scars. That means old cells give information to new cells. That means we can tunnel through the cellular memory bank to see where the root cause was situated. What is the first happening, the first platform, the first root cause? And it might be something which you never thought about. But when you tunnel through that cellular memory and ask to be shown the root cause of this feeling, of this trauma, of this stressor, of this trigger, a picture will come up, a scenario will come up. And most likely it is something which has happened long time ago. If it was recent, fine, but mostly it's around the age of 4 and 5 in my experience, because that's when the deep imprinting starts to happen. And then it builds, it stockpiles, it builds one trauma after another, after another, after another. And then we get diseased or have other dysfunctional triggers or emotional status. And then you can do the same thing. You can ask your younger self, what color frequency would you need to feel empowered? Or let's say a kid needs a hug from mom or needs an absent father. What frequency would it mean for you to have the father there? What frequency would it mean for you to get the attention from mother, to get the hug from the mother, whatever it might be? And then translate that into color frequency and bring it in like we did, and send it all the way from today to yesterday, the day before, all the way down to the time this happened, and let it overflow to the other party too, because they need healing too. And you will also ask them, what does the other side, the other party, maybe the perpetrator, maybe the teacher, the parent, the sibling, the whoever needed, even the perpetrator, what would they need to not perpetrate? What would they need not to do this, that, or the other, but to do something where you can both feel safe, secure, healthy, happy, whole, and loved? That's the thing, feeling safe, secure, healthy, happy, whole, and loved. And when both parties know the frequencies, and it will just pop into your mind, don't worry about it, and you cannot get it wrong. It will always be right. The first thing which comes to mind is always the right thing. And then bring it in for both of them. Send it through from today to yesterday, all the way to your younger self. From once your younger self is filled first, you're always filled first. You're always important first, because you're the gatekeeper to the situation. And then you send it also from your heart into the adversary or trigger person or parental situation or whatever it might be. And then from there into anyone who's primary or secondarily involved. Could be family lineage. You don't need to know the family members who made your father the way, or the mother the way, or the brother the way. You don't need to know them. You're just sending them love and light, this particular healing light. And the fascinating part in all this is that if you put an intention to it, it flows there. That healing light will find in the ancestral lineage the people who were that root cause for this particular scenario to happen to you between this other person. Or if it's a teacher, even there. Or a perpetrator, even there. Whoever needs that light, it flows there. That's all you need to say, and it will do. And you will feel how strong it flows. And you will feel empowered. And then you ask yourself, how many percent have been balanced by balancing this particular scenario? Let's say 25. That's not much. Then you ask for another circumstance to bring you over the 65 marker. Because we need 65% release so that everything which is built on top can crumble down automatically. And then we're tuning into the future. That's the other direction from the past, and ask how I'm going to feel about this problem 5 months from today, a year from today, 3 years from today. Yeah, whether it's a disease or whatever. And you're tuning into your future. And you know you will feel, just by asking, by your intention, you will feel how you're going to feel better and approximately when. And then give that possible positive feeling a symbol. Let's say a heart or star or whatever comes up by feeling brilliantly wonderful in your future ready, feeling safe, feeling secure, whatever it is what you need. And you give that a symbol, and then you put it into your disturbance space in your body. And what will that do? It will function also like an anchor, because our cellular memory, as we discussed already, it gives old cells information to new cells. Now we just eradicated some of these energies. Now it wants to bring in the new energy, and we're doing that because our subconscious sees in pictures by this picture, by this symbol. That's why the symbol. And the moment we put the symbol in, we can reiterate it and reiterate it and reiterate it. And so the healing process gets faster. All right. Any questions to this process? I know it was a lot and I speak very fast. I just want to open the floor if anyone has a question to this particular process. All right. Nobody? Wow, you're awesome. Then I would like to ask you whether there's any particular problem of misalignment you're having right now you would like to get work on, and some suggestions. All right. Okay. Any particular theme you would like me to give suggestions for? Wow, I have only 1 minute. Mind, body. Okay. Well, then I would like to do romantic relationship. Okay, super. Let's do it very briefly. Same principle, working with colors. Thank you for whoever had the question, Carol. So if you have a problem with a romantic partner or with a partner, or you want to call in your partner, it is also having to do with frequency. So you can do it two ways. If you want to bring a new partner, you can ask, where's my partner block? Where's my fear that I'm not good enough? Where's my fear that I'm not worthy? Where's my fears in my body? Do the Runa method, do the emotional release, which I just described, and get rid of it. And then tune into the future to see yourself, when do I have my partner? And bring that symbolism of this good conjoined relationship into the now to make it faster. Then, in a conflict situation, you call this person upon you, the person you have a conflict with, and you ask, what do you think about me? There's a trick here. When we do this, we are calling the person in and we are talking to them. It's not mind to mind, it's actually soul to soul talk. And then you might just know what they're not liking about you or what they have a problem with you. And then you can ask them, what would you need to drop that problem with me? What would you need that we have a conjoined happy space? What would you need to have less drama with me? What would you need to have less suffering with me? That we can both feel safe, secure, healthy, happy, whole, and loved. I would need you to be more of this. I would pay you more attention. Whatever it is, whatever the other party says, translate that. What frequency of healing would that be? And they will answer. You will just know it because everything is frequency. And no matter what sentence, what word, every word has color frequency, every sentence has color frequency, every word has power. So then translate it into the color frequency you hear and bring it in. And then also the same, what would I need to have more peace in this? Let's say blue, the other person red. Then you bring the red and blue through you, like discussed, and then send it to the person. And send it into them, through them, all around them. And you will feel and sense when the work with the energy is done. You will sense it, you will tune in, you will know, or you just tie it up. You do like a loop-de-loop again, and you tie it up so that the energies flow as long as they're needed without you having to think about it. That's pretty strong. And it takes about either 2 to 3 hours to come down into reality, or 2 to 3 days. For example, if it's a colleague and he's or she is very left-brained and not very open to anything spirit, there might be a natural shield up, or everything they're sensing around them. They might feel like somebody sensed them energy. Ooh, yeah. But as it's good for them and balancing, universe allows it, and they will integrate it slowly, but it can take up to 3 days. By the way, when we work with color frequencies this way, it is non-judgmental and therefore easier absorbed. It's now, you need to be more peaceful. You need to be more this. It's not accusatory. It's not blame, shame, gaming. It's just energy frequency. And therefore, it's a part of the greater good and wholeness and oneness. The only color, I know I'm up. I'm so sorry. The only color I would not work with bringing it in is black. Black is cutting off, but you can use black blockages. If somebody attacks you all the time, to put into your aura like a black rectangle and say, this is my black hole. When attacks come, they go into this black hole and just not even touch my energy field. That works too. That as a side note.